I still remember there were days whereby Charles would practice his latte art using soap water and, and learning how to pour, learning how to froth.
It's literally starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Right?
And then suppliers and, and literally you just have to be thick-skinned to ask because the industry is really small and, they know every player and you're so small and you tell people what machine you use, some of them will laugh at me.
So Kien Yiak, thank you so much for making time for us and welcome on the show. We want to thank you for opening up Froth, and this is of course our coffee place and cafe. So I know for a fact that you did not receive formal training in this whole art of making coffee. So tell us a bit about your background first.
Middle child and born and bred in PJ. Okay. And after I did the training, went to Australia for a year, came back.
Okay.
But love for coffee, or rather, started drinking coffee at age 16. Nescafe was a beginner's drink. Dragged it to survive for SPM, from 1 teaspoon to 1 tablespoon to 1 soup spoon.
Oh wow! 1 soup spoon?
Yeah. Desperate times to keep awake would be 1 full soup spoon without any water. Kept me awake for 24 hours.
You just ate coffee like that? Really? Wow.
Yeah, and
does it work?
It worked, but then it dehydrates your body like crazy. Then after you can't really study. I think too high on substance. And after that, I came back, just started drinking coffee like a second drink after water.
Right.
I think that the love for it started to develop when when the third wave coffee, when independent boutiques coffee started coming up, one in Starbucks. I studied Bachelor of Business in accounts.
So you went to work for a bank, right?
I worked for a bank for almost like 6 years.
Okay, and then I remember you doing masters, right?
Yeah, I did my MBA right after I did my degree. I did my MBA.
Okay.
And I did not do anything with F&B, nothing at all.
So coffee was really just out of pure interest.
Pure interest and pure necessity to drink the
necessity to keep alive, to keep awake for your exams.
Yeah.
So what was the thought in your mind in terms of your interest leading you to actually want to dabble into doing the business? Was it just out of necessity, or out of creativity, or just out of a challenge that you wanted to?
I wanted to enter the coffee scene just out of passion.
Okay.
And also wanted to learn a bit more about the drink.
Were you already doing experiments in your house?
I was. I bought my own, used my own money, bought my own gears. And bought my own beans to try out.
That's how it starts, right?
Yeah. Started from cheapest beans, talking about maybe about like 30 ringgit for 250 grams, all the way to about 110 for 250 grams.
Okay.
And trying different boutique coffee, how they make coffee and the stuff like that. It was more like the idea or the thought of having a cafe was nice. Idea was floated out, having a coffee corner. It was just a very simple idea, just coffee corner, open when we need to open, close when we don't need to open, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I think it was good in the sense of it was a good idea, and I just thought maybe this is more doable instead of doing a full-fledged kind of like food service and stuff like that. And it was
just a drink station.
Yeah, a drinking corner and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, I thought this is doable, chewable.
Yeah. So that's why you felt like, okay, I know the full scale.
Yeah.
I don't want the full scale.
Yeah.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
Do something really small, easy.
Exactly.
Close when we need to close, open when we need to open. Nobody needs to be angry with us when we don't open. Yeah, okay, all right.
So when we first started, we were sort of very pure to the idea of just serving coffee.
Okay.
Right? Just pure coffee, no sugar, no syrup.
Okay. Right.
No sugar, no syrup, all right? And that's it. Okay. And very limited selection. It's either coffee or tea, or what we have, or the exit door.
Sure.
That was how it started.
But this is already in the midst of so many other things that you were doing, right?
Yeah.
You were elder of a church. You were doing a lot of the finance. Taking care of a lot of different projects,
Yep.
right? But so therefore, you felt like it's doable
Yep.
if it's a small scale thing.
Yeah.
But obviously, as you can see, here we are today, not so small scale anymore.
No.
So when did it become serious? Did you even call it Froth when you first started that drink corner?
And then we had the talk of the name.
Of the name, yeah.
And again, my strength wasn't in names, and my strength wasn't in colors or design. And you know, when you floated out the idea of Froth, I thought, hey, that's really cool, because you know, you can do a lot. You know, may the froth be with you. You can play a lot with the words.
The Froth of July.
Yeah, Froth of July.
Yeah.
Go froth and multiply.
Yeah.
And we like that. We like the name, and the froth is part of what we do. The froth the milk.
We even thought about Lazarus
Come
Froth.
froth. Exactly. Of course, the full name is Froth Trading.
Yeah.
And we were thinking of maybe what do we call Froth Cafe and stuff like that. We didn't want to be limited by the name cafe. So we
Just
used
stuck
the
to
word
Froth.
We stuck to Froth and the word trading, because we also want to deal with a bit of merchandising and stuff like that.
So it expanded, of course, from the initial drink station, drink corner, and then you went on, you invested in the machines.
Yes.
I heard that you even had to get a loan from your mom.
Yeah.
And you're paying back that now, and your mom was quite worried, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about family.
Okay. I think initially, because my grandfather used to own a kopitiam.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's from Hainan, and he came down. His kopitiam did quite well, and they were the old seafoods. They know how to roast coffee beans. They know how to do the soft boiled egg without any timer. And those were the days my mom knew how hard it was. When she told me that, when I told her that I wanted to do a cafe. Of course, you know, the challenge was to transition for a son to be able to manage a business of own.
Yeah, because you were working for a bank.
Yeah.
Then you have your MBA.
Yeah.
And then probably when you told her that you were going to go full time and work for a church,
Yeah.
and then now you want to open a cafe which she has some experience.
Yeah.
Her father
Yeah.
having had a cafe before, so I'm sure she was worried.
Yes.
But she somehow still released some amount of money for you to start. So I think that's faith, isn't it?
Yeah. So because initially it was hard, because every time I go back and see my mom, the first question she asked me, "Hey, your cafe making money? Not your cafe making money?" Not. But I think the thing came gradually after I started talking to her, having conversation with her regarding the business and stuff like that. I think there was a gradual change in my parents in terms of what they see their child as. Not being able to understand the business model. My mom is very, from young, she helped my grandfather in the business, so she used to be the person that collects money.
Okay.
So she knows how margin works and stuff like that, even though she's a nurse. And so she knew, when I started talking to her, she sort of know that I got an idea about how to run a business, right? Although she knows that the climb is very steep.
Yeah, she probably saw your passion.
Yeah.
She saw how you talked about coffee and about the business around her. So maybe, because it takes time to make money.
Yeah.
But I think parents will understand, won't they?
Yep.
When they see passion, when they see that you're not just doing this out of a hobby. You also understand commitment.
Yep.
You understand what it means to pay the price.
Yeah.
And I think when parents see that, they usually will say, okay, give him a chance to do it, because this is not, as the Malays would say, main.
Yep,
this is
definitely.
something that he wants to not only try, but seriously try and put in the hours. And so I think, because if I if I were a parent, I would also want to see my son or daughter take up something seriously, do it well, give it his or her all.
Yeah.
And even if they fail, they at least gave it all, knew how serious it was, knew that the money wasn't something that grew on trees. And because I know that I'm thinking like your mom, after she sees that you have put in so much of your heart and mind to this, that even if you lost the money, I think, of course, you don't want to, because she's your mom, you love her, you want to give her. But I'm guessing, if I were a parent and I see my child go all out to do something, because you definitely will learn from it, you will grow, you will develop, even yourself. So great to have parents that are so supportive.
Yeah, there were days, of course, challenging days, where questions would be like, "Hey, why take so long?" But then I think those were frustrating days, but I think it was all right. The fire behind our backs is always good, and I always use every sort of setback, every form of discouragement as a motivational fuel to drive myself forward. And I think in the cafe scene, has a lot to do with self-discipline, self-motivation.
Right.
Long hours again, like what you said. It's almost like I would tell people that if you want to start a cafe, you can kiss your holiday goodbye, you can kiss your movie time goodbye because
At least for the initial few years, right?
Yeah, initial years and a lot of try and error and a lot of wastages just to understand customer preferences and tastes and
Yeah. So business already is not easy.
yeah.
Cafe business or F&B even more challenging.
Yeah,
Staffing,
definitely.
the up and down of the coffee prices.
Yeah,
Now, in fact, the last 5 years, especially 10 years maybe, many people want to ride on the whole F&B, cafe, coffee business. Anyone who has a little bit money by the side wants to open a new coffee place. There are challenges, right?
Yeah.
So maybe share some of these challenges that you go through.
I think, like I said earlier on, that without any prior coffee experience, it was a steep learning curve, right? And when we bought the machine, I still remember the first day the machine was delivered to us. We didn't know how to froth the milk.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know how to work the grinder properly. Didn't know how to temper the coffee. We watched a lot of YouTubes. We talked to a lot of people.
So you practically learn on the go.
And it was tough. We did our first service, cafe service, and it was long waiting queues. People were waiting like at least 20 minutes for the coffee and stuff like that. And we weren't really happy with it. And it was a very steep learning curve.
Sure.
There were days whereby we would cry because literally whatever we do didn't work, and we didn't have the proper tools because again, the tools was very expensive. And we started with very low budget, and we used whatever we have first, and we saved enough. We upgraded accordingly. But the initial challenges was like you can buy the beans, but not knowing how to fully extract the cream out from the coffee, and we didn't know in terms of what is a good proportion and stuff like that. Right. So a lot of try and error. We were trying to learn how to repair the machine on our own.
Right.
And that was the initial problem. Subsequently, after that, when we got that correct, the next challenge was no customer came in. There were days whereby we were registered sales only because me and my other barista Charles will buy our own coffee. We'll put money into the cash deal.
Wow.
And
so you actually became your own customers.
Yeah, just to say that hey, we made some money today, and there were days that nobody will come in to buy, and we will just have to learn how to even pour the milk. We had any latte art. All we did was just pour the milk into the cup.
Yeah.
I still remember there were days whereby Charles would practice his latte art using soap water, and learning how to pour, learning how to froth.
It's literally starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Right?
And then suppliers and literally you just have to be thick-skinned to ask because the industry is really small and they know every player and you're so small and you tell people what machine you use, some of them will laugh at me. And I just received all form of laughter, criticism, with a pinch of salt, and just say it's going to be all right in the coming days. Then subsequently, when we started making a bit of money, we started upgrading our things. But that comes with another set of challenges. Now, when the things got a bit better, customer wanted more stuff. We dabble with a bit more tea, just experiment.
Okay, so just other drinks.
Then after with other drinks, then after that, then came.
They wanted something to eat. So the cakes came in.
But then even with the cakes,
too sweet, where's the savoury?
Yeah, too sweet, where's the savoury? Sometimes when we ordered the cake, there'll be no customer after 3 days.
Oh.
One full cake, and we'll buy our own cake again.
Right.
And 3/4 of cake, either we give it to the cleaner, the times we'll keep it to the cleaner.
Because cakes you can't keep for long.
In
fact, after 3-4 days, it'll be considered dry, old.
We throw it away.
Yeah.
And right now we're doing soft boiled eggs. There were days you don't sell finish. And we'll literally be having eggs for breakfast.
Okay.
And we have eggs for breakfast, sometimes
lunch,
tea, and dinner. Charles will have like 4 eggs a day. And we throw an egg yolk away just to keep
well, Charles is looking a bit healthier.
Yeah.
As Malays would say, sehat, nampak sehat. Yeah.
And the earlier challenges, then after the other challenges we have was, we didn't have enough money to scale up. Coffee industry is expensive. We went against the norm. The norm was that you need 50,000 to start a cafe. We started with a fraction of the cost. Every barista too costs either in hundreds or in thousands. And we wanted to upgrade.
It's like an expensive
hobby.
Hobby, isn't it?
It is. It's very expensive hobby.
Yeah.
And we didn't have, again, like it's very hard to scale up without money. And subsequently after that, there's a labor shortage. We didn't have enough workers, whether help.
How did you overcome that?
We rely on friends, good friends. Like
Volunteers,
Volunteers, friend. My wife Shirley helps out when she can.
Okay.
And there'll be Charles will take care of the operation. I'll take care of the administration. And there's a good balance there, operation, administration. And then after at night time, I'll go out buy stuff. Weekend or my off day, I'll just go and buy milk, buy different things to stock up the cafe since I'm out already.
Okay.
One point in time, we ran out of coffee. We decided to go big by buy more coffee bean. Then hardly any sales next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So then after there is increase of then GST came in.
Right.
GST has pushed the prices a lot.
Yeah.
Coffee consumers are very price sensitive. Every ringgit increase, you lose about a certain percentage of customer. We started the price with about 580. We pushed it to 680. Then when GST came in, we have to increase the price accordingly.
Right. I mean, these are all costs that you have to incur, but it's not always that the customers will understand, right?
Yeah.
They'll just think that you're profiteering, taking advantage, and then they have to be convinced somehow.
Yeah.
But thankfully, your coffee is very good.
Yeah.
So people come back because they know it's good.
It's good because again, good ingredients produce good product.
Yeah. But also a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, a lot.
And your desire was to make the best cup of coffee you knew how. And there are days where you experimented on your own cost.
Yeah.
But you had a determination, you had that focus, you had the interest, you had the commitment to quality. And I think at the end of the day, people know quality. That's why 4 years on, you're still here. So obviously you're doing something right. So let's talk about this now. 4 years on, with all the challenges, up and down of coffee prices, etc., the difficulty of getting staff, sometimes even volunteers. Tell us why you're still in it. Tell us the joys that this, initiative has brought. I mean, I know the profits aren't huge yet, but there are some profits. I know that you do some good deeds with those profits. So tell us the joys and the reason why you're still in this.
I am a very driven person. I love the challenges, and I don't intend to start the business without succeeding. The joy would be to see this, take on. And after 4 years, like I shared earlier on, a lot has to do with self-motivation. Like every day, I will ask myself, do I still want to press in and press on? And you put in so much effort, you put in so much heart and your life, your sweat, and I didn't want to see it to close, And I keep telling myself, at the age of 43. Nothing's impossible in that sense. It's now or never, and the determination, the driving force, you got a great product. At the end of the day, it's just about marketing. So I didn't want to just give up there because it's tiring, it's long. I really knew, maybe because I'm a bit more older now, a bit more mellowed in, in the excitement, because you can start off excited, but the rest of it is just a long drive.
Yeah, it's just a whole journey of maturity and maturing.
Early days of cafe, you just like, you only want to open when the crowd is there and close when there's no crowd. Now it's one of those times whereby I don't just do a cafe, I also do merchandising, because when the times are quiet, I can look into merchandising.
Right.
When the times are busy, I can just look at the F&B. So it's a balance right now, a bit more, creative in our approach to a cafe business. So
it's maximizing the time that you have.
Yes.
So when there are low hours for the coffee,
Yep.
you focus on, as you said, merchandising.
Yep.
So what do you do?
Our first year of profits, we invested in the heat press machine and the cutter. We started doing, t-shirts, tote bags, and it was fun. It was just, again, out of saying that how crazy can we go? And we did not want to let the words that, even though without much, we did not want to allow the lack of money to stop our creativity and to stop our passion for growing the business.
That's good.
Our motto has always been, what's the worst we can do is buy something we don't use, that's all. And we just carry on. We said we will make it back, and we made back our initial investment into the heat press machine. And then subsequently after that, what really does fuel me after still going on for 4 years is that every form of discouragement, every form of negative report we get a lot. I will always use that as a driving force. To drive the business forward, and the motivation has always been, if others can, so can I. We've seen a lot of good reports. We have taken our coffee to our first public coffee catering for a private function.
Right.
It was about close to 100 packs, and the majority of them had 4 or 5 cups, and they really liked the product. And every form of good feedback sort of fuel us to develop our own branding even more.
Right. And this was a big company, right?
Yeah, it was a big company.
Big international company.
Yeah.
And sometimes you feel like when they can compliment your coffee like that, then it makes you feel like you're actually running with the big guys.
Yes.
Although you're a small unit. So that gives you a lot of encouragement, doesn't it? Yeah.
And there were many temptations to use cheaper beans. Yeah, because again, beans are expensive. Good beans are expensive, and there were many temptations. We tried. We bought a small bag. We tried. As much as we don't like the taste, we said maybe the customer won't mind. But we don't want to compromise. We also did not want to lose our identity of who we really are. When we first started this, we were really passionate about producing what we really like. And our motto has always been, if we ourselves don't like what we serve, what would we think? How much will the customer actually want to buy?
That's good. So you become your greatest critic. And we only want to serve that which we love. And if we can love it, then others will as well. Why drop our standard just for the business and profit margins? Let's be passionate at what we do and keep that passion going, right? So that's why people like what you do, because you just give the best. And if they're not drinking it, you end up having to drink it anyway. So I want to drink the best, right? So that's a great attitude to have. Now I've got just 2 more thoughts on my mind. One is that you are a social business, right? So in what way are you a social business?
Well, the cafe of Froth, at the moment we can't, we are not directly involved in social business, but we work with our network of partners. To be involved with the social transformation. So we didn't want to reinvent the wheel, to purposely look for a cause and to support it initially. So that would tear me away from the operation and the work of the cafe. So what we did was, we wanted to use the profits and work with people who's on the front line. And they need the funds. They are always looking for funds, how to fund off their community project work. We just thought to ourselves, hey, we made a bit, and it doesn't take a lot to support the community project. So I think February, we just took a small profit out to help with our partner, the clinic. They help with the refugee work, provide cheaper medication and consultation for them. But they still incur costs, and we just thought that, hey, this is a good starting point for us to use our profits.
What else do you plan? Do you plan to hire staff? Any more plans that will actually fulfill your dream of being a social business?
One of the plans is definitely want to hire from the pro community, not just pro community only, but also youth that that is in transition, trying to find out their pathway of life, and they sort of almost like those who are down and out. We don't mind hiring them and getting them involved, and with that also we have plans of franchising throughout Malaysia. We want to go further than just where we are, and we hope that with more money, we want to develop the merchandising so that with the merchandising, because we exactly know what we did. We want to do aprons. Some community can actually sew good aprons, and actually we can market that internationally, not just Malaysia. But I have plans to actually market aprons international community.
Right. So you become the shop that sells some of these creative ideas, but it's actually made by these marginalized communities, maybe even refugees.
Yes.
So you actually train them, teach them how to sew according to what you want, and then you will market it for them or sell it for them. Any thoughts about even coffee plantations and stuff like that?
I've been reading a lot of coffee magazine, and they've been highlighting farms and been highlighting the farmer. But my passion has always been not just the farm. The families are seldom talked about, the children, the future.
Sure.
And I do hope that one day they're able to visit a coffee farm and just to find out the living condition. Although coffee prices could be high, but I'm not sure how much actually goes back to them.
Right.
Because majority are sold off the cartel, and the cartel will just market up accordingly.
Right.
So my passion is not just a farm, but also to find out the families, how they're doing. Because we could actually train and help change the future of a family by investing in the child.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for sharing your life, sharing your passion, the different challenges that you've been through. But as I said earlier, you're still here, and you're still going strong. Things look good. They look bigger than that drink corner that you started with, and you're already helping with the profits to support other causes. I like the fact that you supported the clinic and their efforts to help with the refugees that come in. And of course, your plans for the future sounds great. Fantastic. I wish you all the best, Kien Yiak. So thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much.
It kind of like died down also in the end. Yeah, like I was baking in the beginning, then I didn't take it to the next level until I think about 1.5 years later.